Hey there, and welcome to another Dave Does a video. Today we're back checking out some Alter Bridge, and the song is Sin After Sin. We haven't done Alter Bridge for a while, actually. Christ, when was the last reaction video I did? Can't be Blackbird. Blackbird was ages ago. I must have done something since then. I know I've done Miles Kennedy. I know we're doing Blackbird on the ADK channel coming up, so make sure if you haven't checked out ADK, go check out my other channel, ADK Rock and Metal channel, with me, Andy, and Kirk. Now, Sin After Sin is off the new album. Sorry, my throat's a bit swollen this morning. So it's off of Pawns and Kings. Now, we actually did a album review over on the ADK channel where we talked about this album. Actually, no, I was saying we did one. We will have done one because we actually got to film that shortly. But we will be doing that album. I think the other guys, from conversations I've had, really liked the album, which is quite surprising because they're real death metal heads, which is interesting. I obviously, having got all the other previous albums, I'm gonna watch the video. What I can tell you in advance, and this may make you not want to watch the rest of the video, I suppose, but I went in there with massively high expectations, and I didn't achieve them. I think because I kind of always want bands to surprise me. And what I got was just a good Alter Bridge album. It feels like they went back to like Fortress, but I mean, Blackbird was one of my favourite albums, or is my favourite album of them, and that's kind of the pedestal I kind of put them onto. And I tried to see where the album gets to it, and it still didn't get to that level for me. And I think that's an unjust feeling from me, but it's just how I gut feel. And I know people are going to be like, it's an amazing album, and it's every song on there was a great song. But I never emotionally, I didn't feel when I listened through it for the album review that I connected. I listened to every song, but I only listened to every song twice. So I'm going to see how it feels watching it on the music video, to see if I get a different vibe of it, because sometimes the music videos change your opinion, and actually sometimes you need a couple more listens to it. So I'll be intrigued on this new album. How does everyone else feel about it? And it might be because also on the previous album, it was a good previous album, but again, still didn't match what I expected from after Blackbird and Fortress. So sorry, I'm drinking too much coffee this morning. Let's go check out Alter Bridge and Sin After Sin. So I'm surprised that probably a lot of people have left by now because they're like, oh, you've already made a decision. I haven't already made a decision. Just telling you where my head's already at and being honest. It's kind of a good thing to do. Let's do it. Sin After Sin. Just before we continue, it's really annoying when they say official video and it's just a lyric video. I hate lyric videos, just saying. Lyric videos are just, I guess if you can't do anything else, then a lyric video is okay. If you have got enough, it's better than just putting a screenshot of the album title, but for me, lack of creativity. Music is lyric videos. I know there are people out there that do great lyric videos, but I've got a real hatred for them, and I generally don't react to them because they're the lowest form of video creation, in my opinion. I'm sure lyric video creators are going to hate me for that, but it doesn't add anything to the song by doing it. But yeah, let's get back to it because, yeah, let's focus more on the music than the video.
A thin line crossed to find the secrets you've been hiding. From now on, nothing is the same. Some people never change. So tell me, what are you hiding? It was you who brought this on for way too long.
Okay, Alter Bridge and Sin After Sin. So, as far as lyric videos go, it was actually not a bad lyric video. But that's not saying much from my opinion, as I can't stand lyric videos to start with. But let's talk a little bit about the song. So it sounds like Alter Bridge. It sounds like the previous album, in my opinion. Now, there'll be people that know the album's inside and out. Now, I don't listen to Alter Bridge every day. I do listen to Alter Bridge. It's on my playlist at the moment, shuffled in with a load of other stuff. So, Miles Kennedy has got such a distinctive voice. Tremonti's got such a distinctive playing style. So, what I found when listening through the new album was that you could hear which songs Miles Kennedy had written, you could hear which songs Tremonti had written, whether they wrote the whole song or if they just came with the main riffs. But you could definitely hear it, mainly because if you listen to Miles Kennedy's solo work and Tremonti in his solo band, you can hear their very distinctive styles. And so this is what I kind of get to the point of with Alter Bridge is, it's a good mashup of the two, but is the whole better than the two separate? And this is where I'm kind of Miles Kennedy solo work and Tremonti solo work I personally prefer more than the Alter Bridge work. Some people will say I'm insane for that. And probably I am. But I find it's quite interesting when they have full control. It's almost like they can't, with Alter Bridge, there's rules and strict kind of controls of what an Alter Bridge sound should sound, or what a song should sound like. So when they have their riffs and they can't do it, Tremonti can't do it the way he does it in a solo band. So he brings that riff in, and then it's a case of, well, to fit in Alter Bridge, it has to be done in a certain way. That's just an audio impression I'm getting. I'm sure it's not that, but that's just how it personally feels when I listen to it. The other thing I think about is with bands, I don't know actually how many albums they've done in total off the top of my head, but they've done quite a few albums. And let's have a quick look how many done. Alter Bridge, just bring them up. Best place for that, Wikipedia. Let's go to discography. So, studio albums 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they've got 7 albums. And what I'm looking for here is, so in the last 18 years, they've done 7 albums. And has the band massively progressed as far as style changes? I don't think they have. They've done certain things differently, but they've generally kept quite close to their original vibe. Obviously, there's always talk about the early stuff about it being Creed with Miles Kennedy on vocals, which was like on One Day Remains. Blackbird really kind of smashed that out of the park and kind of made people go, what the hell, that's nothing like Creed. But I'm guessing that's where they originally kind of people started thinking about. Now, I kind of think bands that take risks and change, because you've always got the old albums. When they go live, people will always still play stuff off the old album. So do you want another album that sounds like the album before, sounds like the album before that? You get that with bands like AC/DC, Motorhead, etc. When you went back through their catalogue, there are half the songs on each album could have been on any of the previous albums. And most of those songs will never get played live because you've only got a certain amount. You've got an hour and a half, an hour on stage to play. If you've got 10 albums, you can only pick a selection of songs. So I really liked it where bands like Metallica and Megadeth in the 90s went out, like when Metallica went and did Load and Reload, Megadeth went off and did Cryptic Writings and Risk and stuff like that. They may have been commercial flops, and a lot of the die-hard metalheads hated it. I really liked it because it kind of meant I liked all their early stuff. I liked they went off and tried something new, and there were songs on there that didn't work, there were songs on there that really did. I really liked, because then you got to see a different side of the band, and they were stretching their wings into different styles, different vibes. Slayer with Diabolus and Musica went off and they did kind of a more new metal stuff on Stain of Mind, and I really liked they did that. What then happens is they get backlash from fans, and then suddenly they go back and revert, and then you go, oh, they're going back to their classic metal sound. I'm like, but if you go back to, like, let's use Metallica as an example, they went off and did Death Magnetic and Hardwired to Self-Destruct, and people are always chasing to see, will it be as good as Master of Puppets? But they've got Master of Puppets. They don't need another Master of Puppets. What I'd like to see is them exploring what they are, whatever they are, what they like to listen to and what they like to play at that time. It should be what they're putting out, rather than going and going, well, we need to write another, in this case, Alter Bridge album. If that isn't what they personally feel, if they're doing it because they're doing it specifically for the fans, then I don't feel that you're getting that level of connection with the artist. The artist isn't as personal about it. They're doing music for the fans, which some people go, well, that's what they should be doing. It's a job. But I'd feel there'd be more connection if they went out and put something at that point in time. And even if it was only like they did one album and then they went back to a different stage, if that was the album, that's how the band felt at that time in their life, then when you went back through their catalogue, you could talk about it like we have with Metallica's Sent Anger. It's actually got a lot more credit since then, especially when people corrected the snare sound, but it's a statement about where the band was in that time in their life, and I think it stands up because of that. People can appreciate it more. If at the time it wasn't what people wanted, and I guess obviously there's a financial incentive for bands, but bands like Alter Bridge, even if they put out an album that wasn't widely received, would it still be able to go out on big tours because of their back catalogue? And I hope I'm making sense on this. I don't know if I'm just rambling right now. I probably am, but yeah, I sometimes feel with these sort of albums that people put out an album that is for the fans, but not necessarily for the artist themselves. And that's kind of what I'm getting from this Alter Bridge new album, Pawns and Kings, is that it was a great Alter Bridge album, but was it any different than Walk the Sky? I think it's better than Walk the Sky. It's kind of there with Fortress, but Fortress was a good album. Blackbird was my favourite album, and I don't think it beats Blackbird. Blackbird is still a much better album, and it just feels like it's an album put together of songs that the fans will like, that want to listen to Alter Bridge, rather than what the artists felt like doing themselves. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably completely wrong. And I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments, but it's just a gut feel about how I felt about listening to it. Whereas I know with the ADK guys, with Andy and Kurt, well, especially with Andy, who's really like a big death metal head, he had loads of stuff to talk about, which I was kind of saying, oh, I bet you hated it. And he goes, oh, I really liked it. But I'm surprised, but then he's never listened to Alter Bridge. So this is his first time getting into it. So we're going to be filming that album review next week, actually. Yes, doing that next Thursday. So that should be interesting when that goes online on the channel to see. I honestly don't know what his level of detail is going to be, but I'm sure we're going to discuss that in a lot of details. And we are going to be checking out Blackbird for their first time listening to next week as well. So they've never heard it, and we're going to do the album version versus the live, because I think I did consider giving them the live version straight off, but then I think listening to the live version, it doesn't have the scope and the depth. It's a really good one to go and watch once you've heard the album version, so you can appreciate the album version even more. But I think if you're going to listen to it for the very, very, very first time, you want to hear the album version. You can hear that sort of weight, the width of the track. So it'll be interesting to see what Andy and Kurt make of Blackbird. Anyway, if you like this video, please do subscribe, click the bell icon, like and share, and I will see you on the video sometime very soon. Take care.